Okay, now in this part of the video, guys, we're going to learn few properties of cubes and cube roots, and we're also going to see some word problems and few important concepts like what number to be multiplied, what numbers to be divided, so that the resultant number will become perfect cubes and the perfect cube roots or something like that. Okay, so anyway, watch the video till end so that you can get all the concepts perfectly and you become expert of this chapter. Sure. Anyway, without wasting time, guys, let's move ahead with the concept. So, what's the concept, guys? What numbers to be multiplied so that given number becomes perfect cube? So, what I'm doing, guys, I'm just copy pasting this question over here immediately so that, okay, one second, hold on. What we'll do, I'll just copy paste this same question so that the concept will become perfect with you all. Copy, and I'm just pasting it over here downside. Okay, paste. Okay. So I guess this part of the question is okay. Just one second. I guess this part is seriously not really required. So you'll understand why I'm copy pasting. Why I took this copy pasting in this video, you'll understand shortly. There is a reason for that. Okay. So see students, let's read the question so you'll understand. What number to be multiplied so that the given number become perfect cube? Let's say the given number is 128. So we saw in above example, is 128 is a perfect cube or not? Then we found that cube root of 128 by this prime factorization method, isn't it? How we did that? 128 we divided by 2 and then 64 and then 232 and then 260 and so on, so on, so on. And then we wrote it over here. And then we realized that this 2 was alone. It didn't had some pair of this to make this group of three numbers, isn't it? So 128 was not a perfect cube. And now the concept what we're learning is what number to be multiplied or what number should be multiplied to the given number so that it becomes perfect cube. So simple, guys. So यहाँ पर दो कॉन्सेप्ट बनते हैं, what numbers to be divided and what numbers to be multiplied. See, अगर इसको divide करना है, 128 को divide करना है, so we don't want this extra 2, so we should cancel this off, isn't it? We should cancel this off. And this is that means we have to divide. In case of divide, 128 should be divided by 2, so it becomes the perfect cube, isn't it? So 64 becomes the perfect cube. And what is the cube root of 64? Cube root of 64 is 4. So ये हो गया divide वाला case. Divide. Okay, why we divided only by 2? Because that was only number 2 over here, isn't it? And in case of multiply, guys, understood? With one example I taught you two concepts, so it's very simple, guys, very simple. What number to multiply? See, guys, understand, think, आपको सोचने को आना चाहिए. Are you getting it, guys? You must understand how to think about the concept. If you know how to think, then the maths become like this. Okay, otherwise you will just learn the sums and फिर learn करने से maths नहीं आता है. So guess, can you guess now? Can you think a little bit? What number should we multiply over here more so that it will become perfect? Obviously, we want a pair of 3, isn't it? So we should multiply 2 and 2. So what number should be multiplied? 2 to the 4. Then it will become perfect cube. Are you getting it? Ah, you understand? Okay, one second. Some people are saying, so can you do 1 second? Yes, sure, I can do 1 second. Look at this, guys. Okay, I'll first of all remove this. Earlier there was only one 2, isn't it? Earlier there was only single 2, isn't it? Now do you remember? Now our question says what number should be multiplied? So it will become, this 128 will become perfect cube. So we need to multiply this by one more 2 and one more 2 so that it will become a perfect, like a group of three numbers, isn't it? So 128 should be multiplied by 4. You understood? Okay, I'll write it down over here, little down, not on this part, so that there is no confusion. So I'll just write it down over here and then I'll try and do that everything together. So 128 should be multiplied with 4. So 128 into 4, if we'll do, it will become cube root of, now understand, now listen very carefully. So this will become cube root of 2 cube into 2 cube into 2 cube. I'm purposely writing like this, yeah, so that you'll understand the next concept. I'm just linking My next concept with this example, understand. Okay, I hope you've understood this concept. Why I wrote 2 in, this is 2 cube, isn't it? This is 2 cube and this is 2 cube, isn't it? So I wrote 2 cube into 2 cube into 2 cube, and now it will become 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. I hope you understood. So what number should be multiplied over here? 128. 128 we should multiply by 4, so that it will become perfect cube. And what is the cube root of that? Okay, so this supposed to, it will become 512. And what is the cube root of 512? Okay, I'll just shift it a little left side so that the concept will become perfect. So this will become 512. And what is the cube root of 512? So that is, oh, we know that it's 8, but again, for writing sake, I just showed you from where this had come, isn't it? I hope students you understood this perfectly. Anyone has any doubts or difficulties? Surely you can ask. Okay, so before summarizing, let's understand what we learned by now. So first of all, we learned whether it is a cube or not a cube. For that, we did that prime factorization, and then after doing that factorization, we wrote in this format. Then, if there is one extra number, if there is a group of three numbers, then it's a perfect cube. Like यहाँ पर देखो 2 का एक group है, 3 का एक group है, so 2 into 3 it becomes 6, isn't it? So that becomes a perfect cube. But if there is any extra number, then it is not a perfect cube. That was concept number one. Now, what is the concept number two? What number should multiply or what number should be divided so that it becomes a perfect cube? So the same concept we dragged it down, and we saw what number should be divided, or 128 should be divided by what number should become perfect cube, so that extra number whatever we have, that should be divided. And then that's how we're going to get the, after dividing it will become 64, and cube root of 64 it will become 4. It's very natural, very obvious things. What number should be multiplied? So if there is 2 only, so additional 2 into 2 will do. So additional like multiply by 4 करेंगे, so it will become 5 and 2. And what is cube root of 5 and 2? Which becomes 8. I hope you understood this perfectly. So it's time to pause the video over here and copy paste this concept immediately in your book, guys. Hurry up, guys. Okay, guys, listen. Now I'm teaching you few properties about the cubes and cubicles. So, what is the first property? So, let's understand. It's very simple. Cube of even is even. Cube of even number. Okay, how will write it on this? Say even number. Okay, one second. Sorry, even number. Any even numbers. Cube, if will do. It's always even. What do you mean by that? Say if it is 2 cube, okay, it will be 8. 8 cube, which is 512, isn't it? So if the base is even, the cube is also even. Okay, cube of odd. Okay, this is cube of odd. It's just the same property, guys. Okay, I'm not changing the number. Cube of odd numbers means if we'll write any odd base and if we'll do the cube, it will be always odd. Like example of 1 cube, it's 1, isn't it? 11 cube, it is 1331, isn't it? Odd numbers. So the cube of even is even, cube of odd is always odd. You can simply write it on this one line. Cube of even is even, cube of odd is odd. Simply write down this one sentence, and that's property number one. Cube of odd is odd and cube of even is even. Cube of even is even number, and uh, cube of odd is odd number. I hope you understood this property. This is very simple property, isn't it? Many people, like they don't get these answers whenever they get these type of sums in the uh, in the examination. There would be something question like this way, okay, like recognize which cubes are like of the odd numbers and which cubes are of the even number. So by mere observations of the unit place digit, you will understand whether it is a cube of odd or if it's a even. Isn't it very simple, the property, guys? I hope you finished writing till here. If you have not finished, you can pause the video over here and copy paste it, guys. Hurry up. So students, we're learning property number two. And what's the property number of 2, let me just give the example. So minus 2's cube in case if you have to do. So what we'll do, going to do minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So that becomes, say negative into negative will become positive, but positive into again negative will become negative number, isn't it? So it becomes negative. So cube of negative is always negative, or cube root of negative number is always negative. So that's simple property. By the way, these are very simple things. Cubes of negative are always negative. Okay, or cube roots of negatives are always negative. You can say, write it down like that also. Cube roots of negative are always negative. You understood, guys? It's really simple, super duper easy, and you can manage by your own also. It's anytime. It's a really really simple thing, isn't it? So okay, if someone wants to find out what is cube root of negative 1 3 3 1, so it will become, say, okay, so it will become cube root of minus 11 cube, so it will become simply minus 11, like that. I hope you understood that. So I know that there are a couple of people whenever they see this negative number or fraction number or the root number, like they get a little scared, or in simple language, their heartbeat goes up. So no need to get that your heartbeats up or down. You be simply calm and cool. Just think about the simple thing. Like if there are two positive, the product is, or if there are four positive, the product is positive. That means if whenever there are even numbers, okay, even number with not the base, even number in product like 1, 2, 3. So if there are odd numbers, they are always negative. If they are even number, they are always positive. That's like the basic rule of integers, guys. Okay. I hope you understood this property number 2. You can pause the video and copy paste till here perfectly, immediately. Okay, guys, now it's property number 3. What is property number 3? How to find cube roots of a product. Like say it is cube root of xy. So we can do cube root of x into y can be done as cube root of x into cube root of y. Now we can split over here. Okay, cube root of x, y, z. So you can write cube root of x into cube root of y into cube root of z. Simple like that, isn't it? So what will be the cube root of quotients? Like okay, that okay. Okay, people are asking, so can you just give one example? Sure, we can give the example something like this way. Say cube root of say 512 into 216. Now you don't have to multiply, guys, these numbers. You don't have to multiply these numbers. One अब क्या करना पड़ेगा पहले 512 will have to multiply the 216. It will become a huge number, and then afterwards you'll have to find the cube root. It's a little long process. So what we can do, we can simply do cube root of 512 into cube root of 216, and we know that what is cube root of 512 is 8, and what is cube root of 216 is 6. So 8 6 are 48, and that's it. You understood, guys? That's simple. Okay, it works in the quotient also. What do you mean by that? So that's property number 4. Property 4. And what's property 4? uh, Cube roots of fraction numbers. Cube roots of fractions, or you can say divisions also. Okay, cube roots of fractions. What do you mean by that? So suppose if it is cube root of x upon y, you can simply do that cube root of x divided by cube root of y. Just remember that you're allowed to write everywhere cube roots. If you do not write any number over here, that means it's considered as square root. So remember, guys, never forget to write 3 in cubes and cube roots. Okay. Okay, it could be like this also. Cube root of एक्स वाई अपॉन जेड ऐसे भी हो सकता है. So what can be done over here in this case? Cube root of x into cube root of y divided by cube root of z. So just remember that x, y, if they are in the numerator, then write on the numerator, and z if it's in the denominator, write in the z in the denominator. I hope you understood this. Isn't it very simple? If you have missed out some calculations or some concept, please write it on this immediately in your book, guys. Okay. So I hope this property number 3 and 4 are very clear to you all. So, student, without wasting time, pause the video, copy paste this quickly in your book, and then we'll do many sums in uh, in a while. So pause the video and copy paste. Okay, guys. So we'll do one example based on this. Say, like, let's say if it's a cube root of, let's say, 8 upon uh, negative 729. So, okay, I'm purposely taking negative numbers so that some people have. So, why negative and from where? Because some people get scared with the negative number or the cube roots or the square roots. Never, you should not do. Simply, you can do something like this: cube root of 8 divided by cube root of 729. So, oh, there is negative sign. So, can you put this negative outside? Yes, sure, you can do that too. Because we learned that in property number 2, the cube roots of negative numbers are always negative. So, what is cube root of 8? We know that that's 2. And what's cube root of 729? That's 9. And this negative sign, you can put it over here. Now, we've learned in Rational's number also, like 2 by negative 2 by 9 can be written as negative 2 upon 9, or 2 upon negative 9, or negative 2 upon 9. Okay, I mean to say this negative 2 upon 9 is same as 2 upon negative 9 is same as negative 2 upon 9. We've learned this in chapter 1. I hope you all remember this. So don't get confused. So what if I'll write up? So what if I'll write down? So what if I'll write next to it? But do not write negative negative like this way. That's wrong. Okay. So don't do this type of stupidities, guys. Okay. I hope you understood the concept really very well. And now it's time to move ahead with the last concept of this particular topic, and then we can start doing the sums from the next video. So last one in property number 5, how to find property 5. By the way, these are not properties, these are just a few concepts which I just remembered as made you guys learn like this property 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can remember the concepts very, very easily. So what this last concept? How to find the decimals of or how to find the cube root of decimals? Cube roots of decimals. Okay, decimals. Okay, now how to find decimals cube root? Okay, so if it's like 0.027, how are we supposed to figure it out? What is the cube root of it? So you can simply write it down like this way also. Okay, this is cube root of 27 upon how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. So it has to be 1000. Now it can be done cube root of 27 divided by cube root of 1000. And that's nothing but 3 divided by 10. And that can be done as zero point 0.3. Or simply can write down over here zero point 0.3. However, whatever you find it simple, you can do that. I found this is really super duper easy. So if there are 3 places, you can directly write it on this as 0. But okay, can we say cube root of 0.27 as 0.3? That's wrong. Absolutely not possible, because there has to be decimals. Are you getting it? There are only 2 decimal places. So this is definitely something wrong, and which you should remember. Okay, so ये वाली चीज को आपको याद रखना है. Okay, so the cube roots will always have like 3 zeros or 6 decimal places or 3 decimal places or 3 numbers, something like that. I hope you got my point. Okay, I'll give one more example before we go ahead. Say if it's a cube root and if it's a single digit, like 0.008. Are you getting it? Then we can write down that 8 upon 1000 also. Or you can say cube root of 8 upon cube root of 1000. Okay, that can be done as 2 upon 10, and which can be done as zero point 0.2. Or else you can simply write down over here 2, and since there are 3 places, we can put dot over here. You understood? However, whatever you find it simple, you can keep doing that. I hope you understood all the concepts and you copy pasted very well all these concepts in your book. So these are like all the concepts of these chapters, and now it's time to move ahead with the example. But unfortunately, I am stopping over here, and we will create one more last video on all the sums. There in that video, we'll do only sums based on all these properties of cubes and cuboids. I hope you enjoyed learning all these videos. And yes, one more thing, I will going to give you the trick in the next video, how to find the cube root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digit number in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, you'll be able to find the cube roots of any 7 digits or 6 digit or 5 digit if they're perfect cubes. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.